Happy Wednesday, y'all. Welcome to Wednesday Night Live. Tonight, I am joined here with me, myself, a Negroni, and a 1975 Les Paul Custom. I guess it's Ambient Wednesday. Tonight I am also using some revised Mercury X presets. If you're on Instagram, hello. If you're on YouTube, listening in full glorious stereo, Matt D asked, volume pedal before or after drives? I'm using them after. Purely so that I can get a better mute. It's very wet, Zach, that's right. One might even say moist. So today, actually, let me take a few steps back. I was talking to some buddies the other day about their experience with the Mercury X, experience with the LVX. One of the things that they had mentioned had something to do with, like, when you're doing like ambient reverb stuff, how the effects would kind of bloom and like distort and kind of fall into chaos. So I figured I would try to make a set of sounds that falls into chaos. And I'm doing that with using the routing functionalities in the Mercury X. Guess one of my kids was creeping. Also, my Digipong delay is oscillating, so that helps. But yeah, what you do in the Mercury X is you have these different preamp structures, like a tube preamp or like a distortion or like an op amp, whatever. Well, I'll put the tube preamp in the feedback loop, which means that the longer it decays, it's feeding back into itself, it'll get more distorted and more saturated. A little tip. And another thing I did was on the dynamics block, I went ahead and also added a little bit of compression in the reverb. Which basically has it kind of ducking under when you're going real heavy. Zachary Ratcliffe said, I feel you're about to do an altar call. And as the band comes up, Spence Peppard. Anytime Spence is on, I gotta give him a big shout out. Spence is the GOAT. Someone on YouTube said, can I get a clean? This is my clean tone. Yeah, I wanted to try and recreate some of my reverb presets. The majority of the ones that I use are my gravity ones, so I have gravity 1, 2, and 3. So after having discussed a few things with some buddies, I was like, well, I know, like, I've been experimenting with compression in the reverb and different sections and whatever, and so I went ahead and I redid even my like main gravity, which sounds like this. It's kind of bright, but because you have compression in it, it kind of stays a little tucked under the notes until you let it ring out. Kind of blooms around it. So that is what I've been doing. Brandon Blattner asks, what do you use to stream and how do you get the audio from? I'm using OBS Restream, OBS and Restream. I'm using an app called Loopback to get all my audio in. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Dude, we got a lot of people over on YouTube. We got like 20 people for a second. Rigo Ruiz has got any cheap guitars you can demo? No, not really. I mean, I just have my normal guitars. Thank you. Love the sounds. Appreciate it, bro. What IAMs do I use live? I have Jerry Harvey 13V2s. That's what I use live. Rigo said I use some KZ AZ AS10s. Yeah. They're fine. I have a bunch of those as backups, actually. I kind of keep them in every guitar case just in case. Rigo, I actually just sold my 2 Fender guitars. Actually, take it back. I have my Tele still. I just sold my Strat, which was kind of bittersweet. I'm really happy. I'm really, really happy with the tone of the effects. comment on YouTube. Yesterday I saw a video. It was about worst guitar pedal, flange reverb. Yeah, the Flurb, right? It's the Electro Harmonix one. That's funny. It's a sound. It's definitely a sound. Rigo Ruiz says, dude, how do you only have 1K sub? Because I am a relatively new channel. Well, relatively. I'm posting more and newer. What do I think of the Flurb? Guy told in the video said it's impossible to come up with something cool. Oh, with the Flurb. I mean, that's so the Electro Harmonix holy, I guess it's the Holy Grail, right? Yeah, I mean it doesn't sound good, but you know you can make anything sound good. Brandon Blattner on Instagram asks, thoughts on Duesenberg guitars? Just got a star player. It's been great to me for worship. Nice. So cat's out of the bag. I got a I picked up a 503, a Veritas 503. That should be here tomorrow. I was on the fence. Actually, before I say that, it's the only Veritas guitar that has really kind of stood out to me as something that I would be interested in getting. Never liked the Portlander or any of their other models. And one came up for a decent price, which is why I was selling a bunch of things. So I have that coming in tomorrow. I say that all to say, before I decided to go that route, I was looking at the Duesenberg Fullerton, this Fullerton Elite, or whatever the model is. You know, the bigger hollow body, bigger semi-hollow. And I remembered that when I have played Duesenbergs before in the past, they sound good, but they feel and they play kind of stiff. And you know, I play Les Pauls primarily, and I like a guitar that feels a little more loose, right? Part of its scale length. Granted, I don't know what the scale length on the 503 is, so I guess we'll see. That being said, they're cool guitars. I mean, obviously, they've been around for a long time, especially in the worship guitar culture world, you know? We had a really good day of roast. So normally on Wednesday, or as of the last month or so, every Wednesday I'll rate and roast people's rigs. And it was kind of fun today. Instead of roasting other people's rigs, I had them roast me. Oh, it's great. Some of the takes are so bad, but it's great. Sometimes you got to vent out, you know? Funny thing about me getting the Veritas is that I'm not even playing guitar this weekend. I'm playing keys. Timothy Wilcox, sir, this is a Wendy's. Interaction on YouTube. Flanger plus reverb isn't bad if you can EQ or control the movement and depth of the flanger. Oh, for sure, absolutely. I mean, modulation in reverb is not a new thing at all. It's fun, it's cool, and honestly, I like flange. Our other guitarist Drew has all of his modulation pedals are all like old Boss ones, and they sound killer. They sound so good. All About Worship Guitar on YouTube said I have the figure 25.5 in my head. I'm pretty sure that is what the star player is. Rigo on YouTube says I use a Helix and I'm in love with my clean tone. Tone Factor XR IRs. Yep. Those guys are great. Got a question on Instagram. Tone question. I have the Dream 65. Should I use my studio to dial in or my in-ears? That's a good question. I think you should dial in your tone with the listening source that you're going to be listening on. If that makes any, so your in-ears. It just makes sense, If that's what you're going to be using at a gig, then you might as well, do it that way. Especially if you're using a modeler. If you're using an amp, it's a little different. Go-to guitar. Lately, it's been this one. Les Paul. Dude. It just does it for me, man. This is my dream guitar. It's my highest gain sound. I don't really use a whole ton of high gain stuff. I mean, it's usually just stacking of drives, but I mean, technically the Aspen can get like gnarly fuzzy. So like I can do something like that. I don't really use that a whole ton, but I could. The Aspen's so great, man. Just has so many sounds available in it. There's a smoothness Les Paul is the yeah, I agree. Especially if it's especially if you're not treating it like a rock machine. like, they have just this thing to them. They have bite for that. That's for dang sure. They do have a lot of bite, but yeah, I mean, there's something to the top end that they have. Tellys have it too, obviously, which is why Tellys and Les Pauls are very similar. Rigo Ruiz says, is it a bad thing that I use 5 different overdrives, 5 delays, and 3 reverbs into dual amps in my Helix? I mean, you sound like your average worship guitarist. Gabriel Rugama said, would you consider a Morning Glory essential to a board? I had a mate who said leave it and just use my Benson and Aspen. So I never liked the Morning Glory personally, and honestly, it's kind of funny. It's the same reason why I don't like the what's it called? Why I don't like the Brown Protein. I have the real thing, right? And obviously, that's I'm in a unique scenario for where that's my situation. But I have the real thing. And so if I have the real thing, why would I pick something that's kind of meant to be influenced by it, or not a copy of it, but I don't know. The Morning Glory just kind of felt a little dull to me. Not necessarily like tonally or bright or EQ. It just kind of felt a little flat as compared to my King of Tone. My King of Tone. I don't know. The King of Tone just feels like it has like some. It feels like it just has life to it. It has some like personality to it. So yeah, that's how I feel about it. Because I have it right now just as a tone booster. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't do much. Like, it's some people. Let me know when it first came out. Everyone was like, "Oh, it's my always on sound." I'm like, okay, then your always on sound is kind of boring. I don't know. Like I personally like to set my core tone to be what would be always on in the context. Which is basically my clean tone with a little bit of compression. And then if I want to add a little bit of drive from like King of Tone. I can do that. I can add boost from the Daily Driver. A little bit of Star Wars for y'all. Or I could do. Actually, just put the Schaefer replica back on. Just for another little different sound. Says, to have a very clean amp for a lot of funk and clean gospel, my dirtier gains needed a boost. Right now, so I have it set as a volume booster. Yeah, Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, it all depends. You know, everyone plays slightly differently, and everyone has like different kind of core tones they're going for starting. So that's cool. So what's going on with y'all? I'm gonna change the key. Getting a little bored playing in D flat, but D flat is the best key, the best sounding key, in my opinion. Let's go to F. That'll do it. A little bit of F. What's it called? Let's talk about the Quad Cortex Nano. Some people think it's a complete waste of energy. Other people think it's great. What do y'all think? I think the Quad Cortex Nano is a necessary step for Quad Cortex, for Neural DSP. And I guess we'll see how it sounds. You know? I don't know its capabilities. So like I'm playing through a Quad Cortex right now with the actual big one. And obviously in this one you can capture, you can do all that kind of stuff. I don't know to what degree that's possible. I'm assuming it's probably not. I'm assuming it's just a player. Neural's answer to the Pod Express. Okay. Was the Pod Express the like little single pedal thing? I was talking to someone today about how I feel like there's probably a pretty big market out there for people to rehouse Tonex 1s. Putting them into a double enclosure, right? Basically, literally just put them right next to each other. But in a single like double controller. And I think it'd be really cool if someone were to also build into it something like a Pinstripe DSO or a Goodwood Longline or something like that. Something that would convert it into a balance signal. Which I feel like, wouldn't be that difficult to do. You're literally just talking about space. And here's the thing: if you were to get a dual enclosure pedal, or honestly a pedal the size of like the original Tonex, where you had 2 amps in it, I think some people would go for that. OA session says if I had the extra funds, I'd at least try it maybe, just to see how I like the plugins with my rig. Yeah, not a necessity. Yeah, dude, the modeling market is tough. It's a tough place. It's tough out there. Screen is a bummer. Yeah. I mean, honestly, most modelers don't, though. Like, most small modelers don't have screens. Tonix doesn't have a screen. Radium doesn't have a screen. The Walrus ACS1 something whatever doesn't have a screen. The only one that really has a screen is the big Quad Cortex and the Helix. And I guess the HX Stomp too. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm not the target market, obviously, so I don't have that much to say. Don't have that much to say on them. Of course, I've been saying for a while, they all sound the same. And what that means is they all sound fine. They all sound fine. I guess I'm just gonna hang out and play. The Quad Cortex Nano won't have plugin support. I do wonder kind of what goes through the head of the people that are developing these. I'm leaving an altar call right now. No, I'm not. The funny thing is, I'm actually a lot more. I'm way more inspired by the world of like cinematic music than I am necessarily atmospheric. Obviously, atmospheric and ambient music has its place, but what I love about like soundtracks and the stuff you hear in movies, Hans Zimmer stuff. I've said it before. John Williams. It's like I love creating like a melodic motif that a song will kind of continually come back to. So like one of the things that I do a lot is this thing. Actually, no, I'll play it on keys. Let me see if I have some sounds. I think I should be good. Like this. This is the kind of ambient stuff that I want to create. Not sure how well y'all can hear it. Like these are the kind of things that I really would rather play over than like most worship stuff. To me, it's like it creates a world. I've always viewed like music and that kind of stuff as if I was creating a universe. Also, this kind of goes back to my comment the other day on my stories about pad sounds. Like, you need to have texture. Like, in my pad sound right now, I have LFOs that are moving things. And tension, You need tension in your chords. And of course, when you're building something, you need to build up something. Anyway, that's all I got, y'all. This is a quick and easy Wednesday Night Live. I gotta go to bed though. I have an early morning, and my wife is going out of town. So, thanks y'all for joining me. My name is Jimmy. I do this every single Wednesday. We call it Wednesday Night Live as a result of that. And we go live every single Wednesday on Instagram, YouTube, and we just hang out, have a good time, talk music, sometimes have friends over, have a beverage, and just enjoy our evenings. So you guys have a good one. Take care. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next one.